Good afternoon, Professor. This is David Ramirez. My demonstrator is my 20-year-old daughter, Giovanna Ramirez. We're going to start off with barbell standing squat, right into deadlift. My lower body extremity exercise is going to be kettlebell squat. My cues are going to be, I've used a little bit of when I was a drill instructor. It's going to be a preparatory command and then the command of execution. She'll do she just got done working out, so I don't want to injure her because she's a little bit tired. So she's going to be doing 3 repetitions of all 3 exercises, and then I'll correct her if there's anything that needs to be corrected. So first, you can stand right there, baby. First, I'm going to demonstrate, since the bar is low, I'm going to demonstrate just using a body weight squat, just myself. I have bone spurs in my shoulders, and I rarely do squats because sometimes they hurt when I push them a little bit too far back. That right there just kind of pinched one of my tendons. So the squat, I'll work my way from bottom, the inferior to superior, bottom top, feet shoulder width apart, 12 to 16 inches apart, back straight. The bar is going to be placed on the trapezius muscle. Once we unrack the barbell, take a step back. Once you're ready and you're not moving or twitching, you're gonna flex simultaneously both your hips and your knees. Let your upper body do its thing, but don't let it move too forward, and try not to stay straight up. If you do a squat straight up, your knees are gonna flare out forward. It's gonna put a lot of strain on your patella tendon and all the ligaments in your knee complex. So when you squat simultaneously, flex your hips and your knees, almost leading with your butt at the same time. You're just gonna squat down. See how both of them just go together? One thing not to do is don't do a 2-part movement. Don't lead with butt flex, then knees. You want to simultaneously lead with your butt, both, letting your body come forward, keeping your knees behind your toes until your femur 90 degrees or parallel to the floor, and then squat back up. Don't lock your knees, just squat back up, just extend your knees. And then you'll do it again, and you come back up. Then the third rep, same thing. Again, don't lead with your butt, all right? Don't keep your back too straight because you look like so. It even hurts me, I can't even go any further. So right now, my daughter's gonna come up here and execute the squat. So the preparatory command cue for her is prepare to squat. So she's gonna come up your knee, unwrap the barbell, take 1 or 2 half steps backwards, position herself. The command of execution is gonna be squat. And she'll execute 3 repetitions. I'll stand off to the side so I can see her. Then once she does once she's done executing 3 squats, she'll rack the squat back, the barbell back on the rack, and I'll make corrections that I seen, and then we'll just go from there. So get ready to squat. Prepare to squat. There you go. Command of execution, squat. I already see. Her knees are flaring out. Go, keep on going, just 3. All right, go ahead and rack the squat. Okay, so the 2 big things that I seen right off the bat was her knees were flaring out further than her toes, and her feet were a little bit too within shoulder width apart, and it looked like her feet weren't stable. Like some of the weight shifted from the ball of the foot to the heel of the foot, kind of back and forth. So that's something we gotta work on. All right, come over here, baby. Right there. So those are the corrections. Now we're gonna move on to the deadlift. So the deadlift, we want to make sure that the movement affects the posterior, which is the backside, glutes, hamstrings, instead of making this a quadricep exercise. So again, just like the squat, the cues are going to be preparatory command, prepare to deadlift, and the command of execution is either going to be deadlift or pull. Okay. So when you come up to the barbell, you want to come up to where your shins meet the bar. Then what you're going to do is make sure that the bar is actually above the middle of your foot as best as you can. You're going to come down using a pronated underhook, pretty much your thumb underneath the bar, like so, making a C. You want to make sure your feet are shoulder width apart. Your grip, the width of your grip is a little bit wider than your shoulder width. So make sure you measure. Now when you grip, you don't want to arc your back. You don't want to kind of be too far down to where it becomes a quadricep exercise. So when you come up, you want your back straight from your neck on down. So pretty much from your cervical spine all the way down through your thoracic, all the way down to your lumbar spine. And when you pull up, it should just ride up your shin and just go straight up. And you don't pull with your quads. Pick the bar up. And then come back down. Set it down and then execute it again. Okay, again, don't be too far back with your butt because then you'll be squatting it up. Don't be arcing your back. Don't have your back so straight where your actual entire spine is parallel to the floor, the marching surface. You want it kind of in an angle, almost like an incline, like a 40-degree, 35-degree incline. Do you have any questions? Nope. All right. Let's get ready to editing. So I'm going to give you the preparatory command. Prepare to deadlift. So I'm going to cross so I can get a better view. Go ahead and pull. Just 3. So what I seen was her hand placement wasn't as it was shoulder width. It wasn't going greater than shoulder width, and her feet placement wasn't going shoulder width. Just like her squat, for some reason her feet are within shoulder width. No big deal. It's an easy fix. Her spine looked good. One thing that I did notice, her head wasn't straight forward, up and down, but it was more kind of looking down at the bar. So those are the corrections that we'll make. Once she's never done deadlifts, I don't do deadlifts because I have degenerative disc in my lumbar spine and 1 bulging disc. I just don't do anything that's going to just 23 years in the Army messed up my lower back. So from here, we're going to be going on over to the kettlebell squat. So come on. So we'll be using 10-pound kettlebell. The same principles apply just like the squat, the barbell squat, I'm sorry. But this time, instead of having the kettlebell up to your up near your chest, I'm gonna have her with her arms, her elbows extended, letting it hang here. Then she just squat down again, flexing the hip and the knee simultaneously. It's one movement. And the kettlebell should go just straight down, making sure that the knees don't go past the toes. So let's move forward here. So you just squat down, come back up. With this one, your forearm, the lateral portion of your forearm is going to touch the teardrop of your quadricep, vastus medialis. That should be your trigger to come back up. You can do a wider stance, but we're avoiding that. We just want your feet placed shoulder width apart. So when we execute, preparatory command is prepare to squat. She'll grab it, She'll position her body. Command of execution is squat. Any questions? No, all right. So my daughter's gonna demonstrate. I'm gonna stand off to the side. I'm gonna give her the preparatory command of prepare to squat. The command of execution of squat. I'm just noticing right off the bat, just like her squat, her knees are going a little bit further than the barbell squat. It's something that I gotta work on. It's something that it's an easy fix. There are different techniques. There's wall techniques that you can do. Not to do that, it's facing the wall completely and just squatting on down to where your knees don't, your patella doesn't pass your toes. So those are my 3 exercises. This is my first time actually training anybody in my whole academic career. In the Army, I would use a lot of F-bombs and you're dumb, hey, come on, you gotta do it, quit. I even use terms that are very, very unprofessional. So it's kind of hard for me to teach. I work at Edwards, so I do give coaching tips when I see people do bench press poorly, squat poorly, but it's frustrating because they don't want to listen. So hope this helps. Hope everything goes smoothly. My voice is a little bit raspy as well. My son graduated from college yesterday with 2 associate's degrees, so I was yelling a lot. So, okay, thank you.